All right, so it's time for your flatboat project that goes with this week's assignment. It's day 23 through 25. You've been learning about flatboats this week. You've learned about what time period they were used in the late 1700s to early to mid 1800s. You learned about their purpose and how they were designed to float cargo from farmers and different places along the rivers downstream to where they could be shipped off to other places or sold there in the ports. And they were used on major rivers such as the Mississippi and the Ohio and the Missouri rivers. And they were shipped to major ports such as New Orleans. You learned about how they were usually dismantled and used. And then you watched a video about that kind of helped you understand how they were built and how they were used as well. So let's look at your assignment that you're going to do. Your project is going to require you to build a flatboat. Flatboats must be physical. That means you can't, and three-dimensional. That means you can't just draw one. The materials you use are up to you. I've included some examples, and I'll include this document as well in the assignment. But some examples are plywood, cardboard, craft paper, sticks, craft sticks, popsicle sticks, metal, plastic boards. Use your imagination. Just the material's not important as long as you can make a flat boat out of it. The size requirements, minimum dimension of 3 inches, meaning that it can't be any shorter than that, and the width would just be proportional to your length. There is no maximum size limit because usually I include that, but since you're not having to transport it on a boat, then there will be no purpose, no need for that. You will need to make sure it floats, so keep that in mind. Unless it's so big that you can't, and then that way, in that case, your video will demonstrate that it's that size, and we won't worry about that. Okay. So what are you going to need to submit? You're going to need to submit a video, preferably of the boat floating. But if not floating, if it's too large to do that, then just take a good picture of going around it that presents the whole boat and what it looks like, what it's made of, what it includes. Okay, and add that video to the assignment. Next, you're going to need to include a written description, and you can do this in a Google document in the assignment. And in that written description, you should describe what kind of building materials you used, what size is your boat, how big is it, if it's not something that's obvious, and how do you put it together? Did you glue it together, tie it together, use wooden pegs? What kind of techniques did you use to get it to hold together? And will it float? Does it float for a minute if you put it in water? So that's some important things you'll need to include. The video of your boat and a written description of your boat must be included in the assignment for you to get full credit. Okay. There are some alternatives for sending videos if you can't get them to get into the assignment in Google Classroom. You would need to send that to me through email, or you can text it to my Google Voice number, which I've included in this document. But make sure you contact me first to make sure that way I'm looking for it and it doesn't get lost in the shuffle, okay? So think about your descriptions, think about your plan it out, kind of get your idea in mind of what you're going to build yours like, gather your materials together, spend some time putting it together, get a good video of it, and let's see some good looking flatboats.